What's up, y'all? We back. So I was gonna make my entire UFC 303 video kind of in one, but I feel like I wanted to specifically highlight the Pereira main event over everything, and then we'll talk about the other stuff here in this video. First things first, Dan Ige is a fucking madman. That man has balls the size of fucking Texas. For those of you who don't know, the co-main event to this card originally started as Jamal Hill versus Khalil Roundtree. Then I believe Khalil pulled out, then Jamal pulled out, then it was Olberg versus Anthony Smith. Olberg pulled out of that, and then Anthony Smith ended up getting a new opponent. That fight was moved further down the card, and then it was replaced with Diego Lopez versus Brian Ortega. Then apparently there was weight issues. The fight ended up being moved to lightweight out of nowhere. Then hours into the card, it turns out that the co-main is now in jeopardy because Brian Ortega ended up pulling out with like an illness. So Dan Ige from his fucking couch says, fuck it, I'm gonna text Hunter and them and get into this co-main. I shit you not, live in the middle of the broadcast they announced that Dan Ige was coming off the couch just from his house to fight in the co-main event. Hey Hunter, I've been in camp for 3 months. I'm the healthiest I've ever been. I can fight this guy tonight and beat him. This is what legends are made of. I'm in. I'm ready. I'm in great shape. Please don't take this opportunity away from me. What a fucking Chad. What an absolute legend for that shit. And then not only that, they ended up making this fight, by the way, 165 pounds, which is hilarious considering that Dana will still not make that division a thing. In other news, Ian Gary kind of shit the bed versus MVP. This fight was just weird in general for a lot of fucking reasons, and all of them involving Ian Gary. First off, the lead up to the fight was really weird. A lot of people were speculating that the quote-unquote beef between MVP and Ian Gary was fake. Ian Gary saying that MVP had people try to go into his fight camp to get like spies and shit. And I'm not gonna lie, Ian, you cannot shout in a man's face, you're fucked, and then panic wrestle him for 3 rounds. Yeah, the fight ended up just being super fucking boring, super dull. It looked like Ian Gary didn't really know what to do or how to handle MVP properly. He kind of froze in the fight, and there was a lot of moments where just fucking nothing was happening at all. Quick striking exchanges and then really shitty grappling, which I'm gonna just say this right now. I forget if this tweet was real or like if it was fan-made, but there was a tweet from Ian Gary. If I don't spark MVP out in the first round, then he can fuck my wife. I don't know about all that now. MVP's looking to collect apparently though, so shit, watch out. But watching Ian Gary's performances just progressively become way less impressive as the skill range bumps up. Conor rose to the top off of great performances and incredible finishes, and Gary is scraping to these boring fucking decisions. Dana White himself thought that the fight should have been a draw. I say fuck it, throw him in there with Shavkat and give MVP Stephen Thompson. In other news, Michael Chandler has also been really weird during this fight week. There were videos posted about him warming up in the background and saying that he was going to be joining the main event as a triple threat match. Unironically, people were also saying that he should have jumped in to fight Diego Lopez at 155. He himself said that he was going to wait for Conor and that he wasn't going to fight anybody. And I understand that completely 100%, but he just got shitted on for it by 3 ways, yo. All 3, Dustin Poirier, Islam Makhachev, and Rafael Dos Anjos were just fucking dunking on Son. Responding to Dustin Poirier, he goes, "No thanks. Retire, man. We're good." Justin just coldly responding, "Choked your ass out and you haven't fought since." Damn. Then there was a shot at Islam. At Mizu Wrestling beats Sambo all day at Makhachev MMA. Islam just responds, "You are unreliable, dude. 1 tweet from your master and you'll run away. Champ needs real opponent." And that's just a fucking dunk of itself. And then RDA, "How much is the opportunity to become a world champion worth? For some of us, there is no price on a UFC belt. Mine is certainly not for sale. Chandler should stop this 'see you at the top' motivational speeches. It's embarrassing." Chandler responds, "Cool story. See you at the top." Rafael then absolutely 10-8s my man. "I've been up here, buddy. Haven't seen you yet." Oh! This has got to be such a painful night for Chandler, yo. Hopefully he tries to use it as motivation to crush Conor, and if I was Conor, I'd be a little worried about that, but I also wouldn't be. He's kind of used to fighting overly emotional and overly angry wrestlers with good overhands. And actually, while I was backstage getting ready for my fight, while I was doing my smoker the same day of the UFC 303 card, people were talking about whether or not they think Conor McGregor is finished, period, if he's ever going to come back. I said, look, if he doesn't beat Michael Chandler, someone that he was kind of tailor-made to look good against, if he doesn't finish Chandler, then yeah, I think it's pretty much done. That's just my take on it. Also, shout out apparently my twin in him, Peyton Talbot. He ended up being an incredible favorite going into his fight on the undercard of UFC 303, and then just smoked his opponent. Like, honestly, even when he knocked him down, it looked like he was kind of surprised at how quick it went. Shout out that pole dancer, yo. He's fucking sick as hell. All in all, that's my reaction pretty much to the UFC 303 undercard and like main card as well. Leave a like if you enjoyed this video. Comment your thoughts on the UFC 303 card and all of the mess and drama that went into that shit, and subscribe for more fight content in the future. Later, y'all.
My secrets and my heart is what I gave to you. In return, you see nothing but a lame excuse. And it's wow, I did everything. everything just to see you smile. I've been thinking about you for a while, responding to your pics and your vids. Now I see you just do it for the gram. Now you talking on your man.